how do we build automation processes and keep those processes efficient,
right?
So that we eliminate wasted time.
Yeah.
Wasted time is valuable.
Right.
It's money, right? So how do we put the time and the money back into these manufacturers' pockets by maybe there's an investment up front, right, to build out the process and the automation, but once it's built, it's just dollar value.
Yeah.
Welcome to IndustrialSage, a free video podcast series all about digital marketing for industrial manufacturers. Hear interviews with your peers and find out how they're solving the same challenges that you might be facing in your own field. Coming to you from the Optimum Production Studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is IndustrialSage.
All right, so let's jump into today's episode. I have a very special guest today. I have Cassie Nettles from Advictorium Solutions. Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
How are you doing today?
I'm great.
It's going to be an awesome episode. Are you ready?
Awesome. I'm very excited.
Okay. So, all right. So for those who aren't familiar with Advictorium, what the heck do you guys do?
So we are a platinum partner with Salesforce.com. If you're not familiar with Salesforce is a CRM, customer relationship management software. It's known for giving businesses a 360 view of their client, everything from service, support, opportunity, pipeline growth, things like that. So we are a development firm or partner. You purchase the license from Salesforce, and then we go and implement it.
That sounds super cool, right? So, all right, this is a big topic, right? Around digital transformation.
Yep.
And typically you kind of hear it around, the actual manufacturing plant and, obviously people have had ERP for years, but, IoT platforms and industrial automation and all these great things. But then something funny kind of happens, like when you get into like the whole sales and marketing piece, it's just kind of like that gets left off, the bandwagon. Is that something that you have experienced? Have you heard?
So one of the things that I think is really important at Advic is we ingrain ourselves in the manufacturing industry. Because we do specialize in manufacturing, we put a lot of focus on what's happening in the industry. And from that, we're able to look at all the pain points of what's going on with the manufacturer. And sometimes it is the IoT stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the sales and marketing stuff. So we take a look at, what's trending out in the market, what manufacturers are seeing, what pain points are common across the board. And then we figure out ways to build that into the platform and help with those pain points and relieve some of the pressure. I think in the sales and marketing space, specifically, it's a lot of lead generation. It's hard to generate leads as a manufacturer when you're just working with dealers and distributors versus something that's more B2B or B2C, where you're out there looking at end users who are clearly looking to purchase something versus dealers who are looking to go out and sell something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so you mentioned, there's a lot of common pain points. What would you say are the top, the top couple pain points that you've seen across the board where they say, we're struggling with this, and that might be a clue into we need to look at, some CRM type solution.
So I think a lot, the biggest thing is always data management. Most of our manufacturers are in the dark age where they're still doing things on Excel spreadsheets. Their entire world lives on Excel. It's hard to drive revenue from that. It's hard to determine what your KPIs are. It's hard to really just figure out how your business is running. So that's one of the first things. We'll have clients come in and they'll say, take these Excel documents and figure out how to automate them so I don't have to touch it anymore. We do a lot of that. We also see a lot around self-service. We have, as a manufacturer, you go and you work with dealers, distributors, and they want to be able to go onto your website and pull manuals, or they want to be able to ask questions or, reach out to support without having to pick up a phone or write an email. So being able to build community platforms where these people can go in and self-service and they can, I have a warranty claim issue, go in and put in, register that warranty claim and never have to speak to a support rep until it gets to the part where that rep has to respond or take action. That's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. Self-service has changed the industry, I think, because now manufacturers aren't having to invest time and money in supporting these people, and they can do it on their own. And people nowadays on their phone, they want to be able to just click a button to see the results.
Yeah.
That's huge.
But yeah, and we want to do it on our own. We don't want to have to like call and talk to somebody and be like, okay, and we can be put on hold and whatever.
It's such a millennial thing too, right? Like all of the millennials are like, I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just let me like Google it.
But I think too, I think, okay, part of it is, yes, definitely millennial. But I think everybody as a whole, maybe not everybody, but most, going, that Gen X and then, I even think, going beyond, that there is definitely there's a reasonable expectation that, I can do it when I want, how I want,
Absolutely.
It could be at 3 a.m. or it could be at, whatever. So I just think we're just predisposed to that, because, and that trend, whether it's a B2C product or I think particularly, B2B, that expectation that we have over here has now been moved to over here. And I think that can create a lot of frustration if you don't have that in place.
Yeah, absolutely. We see, I think, to your point with the building of the communities, it's made a huge difference for our manufacturers, but it's also given them the data points that they need to go out and figure out what other features they need to be looking at.
Yes.
We had a client recently who had this community, realized that they were getting a lot of rebates and requests or warranties or service tickets for a particular part that they were manufacturing. And then they decided, okay, well, maybe we should start looking into that and identifying if there's a recall that we need to go and look at.
Wow.
From that, they're able to go send service techs out using what Salesforce calls Field Service Lightning, where the reps can schedule their entire day and follow a map on where they need to go.
Wow.
So it really is just building this 360 view of not just the customer, but of your workspace.
Yeah.
As a manufacturer, you're able to take care of service and support. You're able to do you have your service tech team. You have your knowledge base. You have the ability to go out and sell and see what your incoming leads are. You're generating, new content, and then you're able to go and market to that.
Yeah.
So I think pulling all those data points in and then being able to see results and grow your business more based on the results that you're seeing is just you can't beat that.
No, you can't. I mean, I think that the big thing is, yes, we have, you've got spreadsheets or whatever. The key thing is unlocking all kinds of data, and I think that's what is making the whole digital transformation piece so exciting. I read a stat somewhere that they said that the manufacturing space is the most data prolific industry, the most, or however you say that, right? And when you think about all the processes or process, I don't never know how to pronounce that word. How is it? Processes or processes? It's like niche and niche.
I don't know.
Like if you want to,
That's a good question. I feel like I say it a lot, so maybe I should learn the right way to say that.
If you want to sound
processes.
Yeah, I don't mean to. That's actually now the new episode is we're going to talk about what is the right word.
What
is
is
it
the
processes
terminology?
or processes, niche or niche? Anyways, I digress.
That's okay. We have that class, and we bring on new consultants. We're like, this is how you consult. These are the things you shouldn't say. Yes, but yeah.
No, but fun little sidebar. With all the process, I'm going to call it processes because that sounds, I don't know, you heard that.
Sounds right.
So all the processes that are happening inside the organization, primarily in the operations from a manufacturing standpoint. I mean, that's where, again, you get all the, but all the touch points and all the different things. So you mentioned on something that there's definitely a parallel with, you hear a lot about predictive maintenance.
Yep.
Where, okay, we're rolling out IoT sensors so we can detect abnormal vibrations in a motor. And okay, now we know that we're going to deploy a ticket because we can go get that motor replaced so that our downtime is minimized. Well, you mentioned, a really great pain point in a use case where, maybe there's predictive maintenance in the sense of understanding through rebates or like there's issues, warranty issues. Hey, wait a minute, we're keying in on something, or from a product development standpoint. Hey, we need to make a change to this, or there's a whole new complementary product or service that we can roll out with that we had no idea about until we had that data.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love telling this story because I think it shows you what building a CRM or a 360 view is really capable of. But if you think about a manufacturer, and let's say they manufacture trucks, and they have product X, truck X, and they work with partners or dealers. And so these dealerships, they need information on the vehicle or so a client comes in and they say, hey, I bought truck X 5 years ago and now my blinker's not working. You need to tell me how to fix it.
Yeah.
Well, the dealer doesn't know right off the bat what the problem is. So they go to the community, they look up the knowledge article, or they start to put in a ticket or case, what we would refer to as a case, to the support team to say, hey, there's an issue with this blinker. And they start typing in, and then all of a sudden knowledge articles pop up. And these articles say, oh, there's a recall on blinker ABC for truck X. So then the guy goes, oh, a recall? Well, I guess I need to put in a warranty claim for this end user because we want to repair their blinker, process the recall. So then what happens is the dealer, let's call the dealer Joe. Joe goes in and he puts in the warranty claim. He puts the end user's name in, their contact information, and all that goes to the support team. The support team goes and processes it and does their operational stuff to get the warranty processed. Meanwhile, Joe has the knowledge he needs to fix the blinker.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to get refunded for doing the work. And now the manufacturer has the warranty claim, but now they also have the end user's information.
Which is huge.
Yes. So then everything gets taken care of, the warranty's processed, and marketing grabs a hold of it. And they say, oh, wow, we've seen, here's 10 rebate requests or warranty requests that came in. Let's take all of those contacts because we know truck X is at least 5 years old. They're coming up on the end of their warranty. Let's go market to them to see if we can sell them a new vehicle. And it's just building this like full circle cycle that you can't do from looking at a bunch of spreadsheets and going, okay, where are we gathering this data?
You might be able to,
but you're going to struggle, and it's going to take you 3 weeks versus 10 minutes to do it.
Exactly.
And I think that's the other big piece is how do we build automation processes and keep those processes efficient so that we eliminate wasted time. Wasted time is valuable. It's money, right? So how do we put the time and the money back into these manufacturers' pockets by maybe there's an investment up front, right, to build out the process and the automation, but once it's built, it's just dollar value that's coming back in.
And there's another thing that I think that to add on to that use case and sort of that example that you rolled out, I think that is really critical as well, and that's that customer experience piece. Because that end user customer because you're able to increase the efficiency of the communication between the manufacturer, the dealer, and then the end user, you're getting that end user back on the road. You're getting that issue solved so much faster. But not only are you creating a better customer experience for the end user, but also, and I think it's very important for organizations to look at it this way, that dealer as a customer as well. So you're creating those two touch points, facilitating a great experience as well. So instead of saying, oh, these people, like I got to call and then I'm on hold and I got to do this. And meanwhile, and
they're going to put me on hold and I'm going to have to listen to the elevator music. Absolutely.
Well, then you're to think about, I've got all my stuff that I need to be getting taken care of. And I've got all these other issues and these other customers. So, oh man, you're solving this challenge for me so that I can, better do what I need to get done, and I'm not, dinking around with all this stuff over here. So it's really, I think, just a monumental win just across the board.
Absolutely. I mean, and you can even take it further than that to say, well, now we've noticed that we've had 17 warranty claims against the same product. Is there a reason for us to go out and build a recall because of those claims? Or do we need to start sending service techs out to these areas to teach the dealers and build certification programs or help apply that knowledge to our programs or our training programs based off of what we're seeing from the warranty claims that are coming in. So to your point, yeah, data, just if you're filling the system with good data in, good data out.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And, really, at the end of the day, you can't fix what you can't measure.
Exactly.
So, or innovate or do whatever, right? So you got to be able to do that. So, so if I were to wrap everything up, who needs a CRM tool?
I think everyone. But I think it depends. Not everyone needs everything. It is definitely a growth period.
Yeah.
You can't, this is a process. You can't go into the process assuming that you're going to have it all in one magical piece.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thought process that goes into building a good CRM.
Yeah.
You can throw something up, but unless you're looking at your business, the way that you run these processes, the way that people interact throughout the business, and then having, I would, trying to think of the word, but having everyone agree upon what it is that you're trying to accomplish, you're not going to build something that's sufficient or time-saving or money-saving.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you have to have full agreement. You have to have the business buy-in.
Right.
And then from that, going out and implementing something that truly makes sense for your business.
Yeah.
But the way to start is always to slice it up, right? Slice it up. What are the most important things for you in year one? What are the most important things for you in year two? And that way you can really focus in on what's important, building a roadmap. And then in 5 years, maybe you do have your perfect world.
I love that. And it's building the roadmap, making sure that you can't substitute process for software. That's not going to happen.
Right.
So
Exactly.
you got to have that, right? And build that into that roadmap so you can down the road have that. So
we see it all the time, and we have clients come in and they're like, I want the big picture. I want everything to be perfect on day one. And we have to say, look, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot. It's a lot to take on, and we can build it, but are you really going to be happy with what's built? Because you made rush decisions, or, people didn't agree, but we said, go ahead and do it anyway. Has to be slow and not, walking pace, nice little gallop, but but make sure you have your roadmap there first.
Right, exactly. Not fire, aim, ready. Let's do the other way around.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, Cassie, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on Industrial Sage. I love CRM and sales and process and customer experience and all that stuff. So we could probably go on for 4 hours, but I think we may wear some people out. But thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime.
If anybody would love to learn more about your solutions, what you guys can do, what's the best way of learning more?
So you can reach out to us on our website, advictoriumsolutions.com. And we're happy to talk to anyone who wants advice or information or just help building a roadmap. We're happy to do that.
Excellent. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
All right. Okay, so another great episode here with Industrial Sage. A lot of things to unpack. As we move into this whole, this is a theme we talk about all the time: digital transformation. Don't let this escape outside of, don't let it just stay inside your four walls of your manufacturing plant. This transformation is happening as well within your sales and marketing. And when it comes to your sales ops, and it comes to having touch points with your end user and creating a better experience for them and a better experience for your dealers, really think about this. If this isn't something that you have rolled out with, or you're not using CRM, you're using a spreadsheet, number one, it's okay. But it's not okay for the long term. You got to start making that pivot. You got to make that change. So think about some of those pain points and those ways that adopting solutions, a software, a platform relative to your process, which we can't substitute, with a solution, a CRM tool, is really the way you really need to be thinking. So I challenge you for 2020, if you haven't done that, to start thinking about how you're able to do that. And maybe a company like Advictorium Solutions could help you out. Check them out if you have any questions. And if you have any questions for us you'd like us to answer on the show, you can do that. IndustrialSage.com/questions. Happy to answer them on the show. So thank you so much for listening and or watching if you happen to be listening on a podcast. I'm done for today. Thank you so much, and I'll be back next week with another episode. I'm Danny, and I'm signing off. Goodbye.